So recently I've been getting that feeling where any one thing I sit down to do, I always feel like maybe there's something more important I should be working on. And what that tells me is that my plan isn't very useful. Whatever plan I had. And my old plan I kind of threw out at one point because the project I was working on was taking way longer. The plan was wrong off the bat. So there's been a number of things I've been trying to tackle. A number of issues outside of game development. But now I'm tackling the plan of my what's left of my game project. The nice thing about that is that it's really low tech. All you need are some simple little index cards, Sharpie, or even a pen, and you just make a list of all of the features that you can think of. And this is where I went wrong when I first made the plan. I did not go into a lot of detail. I had a lot of high-level features, and that's usually fine in terms of planning, but I think what would be really useful for me is to actually have everything broken down to at least the point where I understand what kind of technical requirements there are. What bit me when I originally made the plan was making a list of features and then sitting down to go and work on a feature and realizing that that feature depends on 5 pieces of technology that I do not have. I do not have that in my code base. I don't have anything I can leverage, and so suddenly I'm writing code to make a feature work, and then sometimes I had to write code to make the code work that I needed to get the feature working, and next thing you know you're yak shaving. So really easy coming up with a list of things. The Sharpie's nice because the words end up being really big, and I'm actually taking an older set of things, like this says animation system, and I'm breaking that down. Like an entity should animate while attacking while moving. Entity should animate while spawning or dying, or I just have all these different kinds of places where I expect animation, as opposed to just generic animation system, because that could mean anything. And by breaking down at least to specific details, I should have a better idea of how big the scope of the project is and know how much is left to do to at least get to the alpha release. I mean, I can move these index cards around, like, put these in stacks or stick them over here. If there's ever anything that doesn't make sense, it's really easy to just tear up some index cards because they're cheap. It's not like I wrote code and had to worry about all the time spent on it. It was a few moments just to tear it up. So yeah, like I said, low-tech index cards, really useful for coming up with a list of everything you can think of to do. And then based on that, you can probably do a decent job of figuring out the scope of the project. Figuring out an accurate schedule, good luck.